Hi guys. Assalamualaikum. Hi. Uh, shall we continue with the class? Sorry about the Monday. On Monday, I'm not feeling well. Uh, so kita dah tinggal 2 minggu. Alright. Time to catch up. Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Coming back to the previous week, we have conducted the conceptual framework. So if you're looking at the conceptual framework, um, you know for the fact that the importance of conceptual framework to our study of energy law. It is to maintain the legal standard, you know, uh, to resolve legal dispute and to establish the fundamental principle in order for us to manage and to check the current law whether the law is okay or not. The law can be tested, right? And then to check whether the processes that we have are working and running effectively. Yeah. So that is conceptual framework. Why conceptual framework in general would be to understand something, we have to get all the what they call it the principles, the principle of what we want to achieve, because from the principle of what we want to achieve, therefore we can zoom in into the area that we wanted to study. We cannot just simply just buat masuk apa introduction and then learning about what is energy law, you know. I think that is not the proper way of us to do things. We have to understand the bigger picture first before we go in. Okay, we are not going to go in yet, but we are looking from the bird's eye view, yeah, of the area that we wanted to go in. That is the conceptual framework. Now, today we are going to look at the theoretical framework of energy law. Baik, last time kita buat conceptual framework. How come we are doing another framework? So dia bertindas antara satu sama lain. You know, the framework, you can imagine the frame, picture frame. So you have two frames. One is conceptual framework, and then the other one is theoretical framework. They are on top of each other. Okay, forming a better lens. Yeah, as I already mentioned to you, when you go to your optical person to check your eyes, you can see that online. If you are not wearing spectacles, they will put extra glasses. Yeah, they put one glasses and then they put extra glasses to go and to get a better understanding or better picture. Yeah, they want to understand your eyes, then you want to be able to see clearer. So we have to go look into the theoretical framework. What do you mean by theoretical framework? A theory. Yeah, if you look at the theories that is involved with the conceptual framework that we covered the other day. So as you can see, the theoretical framework of energy law, the question that will start first in our mind is what is theoretical framework and why theoretical framework is important. So here I already stated that theoretical framework would be the structure that can hold and support a theory under our research study. So if you are going to conduct your research, then obviously you have to have a conceptual framework and also theoretical framework in order for you to be able to get the what they call it paradigm or the perspective, the correct perspective before you go into that your research. So the same thing that what I'm doing to you is that we have to understand what is the area of study that we are going to go to, uh, which is energy law, and we have to look at the theories pertaining to energy law itself. So this theoretical framework will be able to introduce you and be able to also describe to you the theory and with regards to energy law and explain the research problem under our study. Okay, so if we want to study about energy law, obviously we want to know what is the problem with regards to energy, right? So if there is no nothing of a problematic thing that we want to study, that's no point. Okay, why in the first place that we created a paper of energy law when there is no problem in energy law itself? So it doesn't make sense. Yeah, you don't study something which is not important. It is important because there are problems that needs to be resolved. That needs to be solved. So okay, so let's move on. What is the theoretical framework? Because I already mentioned two area, so I'm taking them and trying to disclose or decipher to you. We hold and support a theory of research study. What do you mean by a theory? Okay, a theory is very crucial for your study, whereby theorists would be able for you to explain the natural or social behavior of our society, that or event or phenomenon. Yeah, so these are the things that is happening surrounding us. We want to understand things why it is happening, so we have to go to theories in order for us to understand the thing that we want to study clearer or better. So more formally, a scientific theory is a system of construct or concept, as what we learn, conceptual framework, and proposition or relationship between those constructs. Meaning, uh, if you were to be fat, there are things that is happening that is making you fat. Yeah, the contributing factor, the variables, yeah, the things that is affecting to your getting fat. You know, say for example you like to eat a lot, things like that. That is what are the things that you are eating, that is another issue. Okay, you are sleeping, you're not working out, that is also another issue, the contributing factor. So those are constructs that we have to learn. So the same thing with energy law, we have to understand what would be the uh, construct of energy law itself, where we are to study them and to make sense in terms of logical, systematic, and coherent explanation to that particular phenomenon that we are studying, in terms of energy law. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that in order for us to understand energy law, we cannot run away from getting to know the theories, with regards to energy law. That is important. Secondly, ni I bagi example, theory of law, jurisprudence, we study different people's idea or theory and formulas about what is law and why the law is valid. Yeah, that is what you are doing right now. Studying jurisprudence, right? So the study of jurisprudence is something that we want to be able to know about the theory in relation to the law that we practicing. So we are going to practice law, obviously, right? You are practicing law eventually, okay, whether you want to practice or not. But if you were to be in that position, obviously you want to understand the theory behind the law that you are practicing, right? You don't follow things blindly. We want to be able to understand things into perspective, yeah, proper perspective. We are currently studying, researching the subject of energy law. Yeah, that is what we are doing. Thus, we have the base of our study on concept and theories. Yeah, we have to have that base. Kalau you tak ada base tu, then you are going to run wild. You don't know where you are and then why you're doing this. What are the things that need? Once you jump into the waters, it is too murky ataupun it is going to be so stressful that you won't be able to know why you're doing it in the first place. So we are looking at the principle first. We have to look at theories presented related to energy justice, yeah, in order for us to understand and study the area that we are going to study deeper, and with that we can come up with opinion and possible solution. Okay, so people who just learn for the sake of learning, without being able to utilize their mind or critical thinking or analyzing, so the knowledge is not going to stick longer. Okay, so that is what I want to achieve with you guys. You are able to understand the area of study, and also at the same time be a critical thinker of that study. Moving on, kalau kita tengok the theoretical framework introduce and describe the theory that explain why the research problem under the study exists. What do you mean by research problem? So every study that you conducted, in fact, throughout your life, yeah, when you conduct in knowledge gathering, yeah, in doing a study of anything, you are actually trying to look at the problem within the area that you're studying. Say, for example, you learn maths. Yeah, you learn maths for what? For you to be able to utilize the problem of how to do transaction. Yeah, when you have money or you have materials. If you don't have maths, you don't have mathematics in knowledge, obviously you won't be able to do the task successfully. Yeah, the task that is in your hands. As for example, you want to buy things, you don't know how much money that you're supposed to get back because you don't know how to count. That is coming from maths. So research problem is a statement that is pertaining that particular area of your study, a condition to be improved. Obviously, we study things for improvement. We don't want to study just for the sake of just get the knowledge je lah. There is no point for us to study that. Yeah, we want to improve things. We want to eliminate the problem, the difficulties that is being in the area that we are studying. So, or a troubling question, yeah, that exists in the literature. Yeah, whenever you go online, you look at mass media, people are saying things, you want to understand why they are making noises, why they are saying things, you know, there must be a reason why. Yeah. So, obviously, if you are doing proper research, you are talking about scholarly literature. Scholarly literature means those scholars lah. You are dealing with academic discussion that is being going on between scholars of that particular area of study. Say, for example, energy law. So we get to know about the scholars, why they are saying things, because when they say things, they are basing their argument based on data, based on research that they have conducted. So, and then deliberate investigation. So you know what needs to be done. You know how to tackle the problem. How do you manage that particular issue? Upon studying alone, as I already mentioned, nothing makes you a different person. You akan lupa. Tapi kalau you tahu how to resolve it in a way that you know how to do investigation, then it is good. It's going to stay on longer, and you can adopt and adapt this so-called technique into your daily life. In some social science discipline, the research problem is typically posed in a form of questions. Obviously, yeah. So we start to ask question. Kenapa jadi macam ni? Kenapa? Because people who are legal thinkers, they always start to actually ask question, because we have to ask question because it's in our nature. Yeah, we apply Socratic methods of discovering things. We go to court, you go to moot court, you start to question. The issue here is whether it started with question. So we are the one that is being promoted that approach as a researcher. A research problem does not state how to do something, yeah, over a vague, broad proposition, or present a value question. So, a research problem does not state about what you need to do. It is something for you to look at. Once you understand why the problem is, or what is the problem and why it is happening, then obviously you have to do research. Okay, in order for you to understand further. So sama lah dengan kita will go deeper about energy law in order for us to understand the problem that is rising within the study itself. For example, we embark the study to study an area of law, in our case energy law. Our main concern is to be how energy law plays a role in our society and how it brings about the nation development. Yeah. So we are looking at stages of our nation development. We went from from lower stage, we want to go up to the development stage. Yeah? We want to be called as developed countries. So energy is very important towards that move. Yeah, so we have to understand that. Thus, we have to determine and analyze the conditions needed to be improved, eliminate problematic issues. This will in turn be able to bring about deeper and meaningful understanding of the subject studied. Yeah, so that is the what is theoretical framework. So in giving you a perspective, yeah, different application of a theory will bring different outcome. Obviously, you know that from jurisprudential punya perspective, right? So you have theory of juries, and each juries is different in their own methodology, yeah, in terms of their approach, how they want things to be done. They are looking at the same subject matter, they are looking at the same problem, but their own solution. So within a framework, there are bound to be many theories. Of course, one theory is normally adopted for a specific research study. So whenever you are going to conduct your own research, right? Now what you are currently doing to study in your own area that you have already presented. So obviously you are going to stick to only one theory because you don't want to be able to be clouded with all the theories. But for us, in order for us to understand the subject matter, we have to understand all the theories involved. Yeah, because we are doing it in a general manner. So if it's focused, then you should be able to adopt one particular theory for directive of for you to be able to concentrate. Of course, one theory is normally adopted for a specific research study, but generally we have to be aware that all theories relevant and related to the subject in question, obviously. Right? So we have four people applying four methods of uh, theoretical theories. Yeah? Say for example, theory. We have four people. We have we have number one, number two, number three, number four. Number one apply A, theory A. Number two apply theory B. Number three C, and the fourth D. So this is the approach that we want to look at to understand the theory behind the subject matter. So we are going to look at the what do you call this? The paper that we have done earlier, right? The paper here. Okay, just to come back, the energy policy, new frontiers, and conceptual framework for energy justice. Uh, this paper, obviously, they talk and elaborate about conceptual framework, but they did not explain in detail about theoretical framework. So this theoretical framework can be seen from table 1, yeah, where we have all these philosophers or jurists, yeah. Some of them are jurists, some of them are philosophers, yeah. But more or less, I think they are the same. Many of them were law background, yeah. They talk about law, or they are lawyers or judges themselves, yeah. Okay, we are going to look at that document, and the most important thing is the table 1, where it talks about the philosophical concept and influences of global energy justice. So we have the topic, we have the concept, and then we have the major philosophical influence. We have, say for example, we have energy efficiency, then we have the concept of virtues, and who are the philosophers involved. We have Plato and Aristotle. Let's dig in and go into each one of them. Yeah, I have already created several, but I wanted you to go into detail with the rest. Okay, I will try to cover some and at least give you some indication or some bird's eye view of what we are supposed to do. Let's move in into Aristotle, the first one, remember, energy efficiency, and then we have virtue, and the major philosophers will be Plato and Aristotle. Now, if you have this document later on, obviously you can press control. I think that there is a link, or all the lines here. You can link them and then open them out. Yeah, you can see that here. Right. This is for your further study, further reading. Energy efficiency simply means that less energy used in order for you to perform the same task. Yeah, if you were to open up, if you want to light your house, what would be the better way of utilizing energy that you don't have to pay more? Yeah, so last time we use bulb, yeah, menthol. We use menthol, that is, we have filament that is inside the bulb. But nowadays we don't, I mean, rarely use that. We are utilizing the second generation is we use fluorescent. Okay, fluorescent last time is in the form of long, long stick. But now they have managed to upgrade the technology where it can be in many various forms. From that fluorescent, in terms of gases, now they have moved to LED diodes. They use diodes in order for them to let the electric themselves produce lights, rather than inducing gases or inducing filament. The filament over time, it is similar that in what you call it, similar to filament. However, diodes is the on-off position of lighting. Uh, you can go online in order for you to understand that. But the main thing that you want to understand here is that can we use more better technologies in order for us to reduce the energy? So why we want to reduce energy? Because we want to save the environment, we want to save ourselves in terms of the amount of money that we have to pay, certain benefit that we are getting. So energy efficiencies bring a variety of benefit, reducing greenhouses, gas emission, reducing demand, and can you imagine your bulbs are being produced in China? You know how much energy that it takes in order for that bulb to come to your house? Though, yeah, you can say it spurs the economy, obviously, right? But the energy wasted. Uh, so can we get a better return from the energy use? Okay, and lowering the cost on a household. Okay, obviously you have to pay a lot in order for you to pay the bill, yeah, electricity bill, and economy-wide level. Okay, um, Plato. Hmm. Plato and Aristotle, they talks about, oh sorry, they talk about virtues. Yeah? Virtues are good deeds, yeah, that is inbuilt in us. Uh, if you are looking at Plato, let me show you. Okay, I want you to look at this picture. This picture shows everything. Lah. Sekejap. Okay, look at this picture. If you look at this picture, look at Plato. This is Plato. I mean, this is Aristotle. Aristotle is the student of Plato. Plato is student of Socrates. So, student of Aristotle will be Alexander the Great. So, we have Alexander, we have Aristotle, we have Plato, we have Socrates. Now, these two are most important because Socrates doesn't produce any books. Alexander the Great is a conqueror, so we don't need that because he is concentrating on getting other countries. Why he's doing that? Because the influence of Aristotle. So we have to study him and both of them. So look at the hands of Plato. Plato is showing up. I think this is a picture by Leonardo da Vinci. If I'm not mistaken, correct me. So if you're looking at this hands of Plato, he's showing up, and then but Aristotle is showing forward. So there is significance of this because their method is different. Though they are talking about virtues, yeah, both of them talks about virtues, the good value of a human being, how to derive to that, how to access that virtue is coming from the perspective of Plato from above, and from Aristotle from the reality of the society, of the condition that you are living. So he is a more practical person. He is more metaphysical person. Plato talks about theories that is, metaphysics you cannot see. But Aristotle is basically based on the argument of things that you can see, that you can touch, you can evaluate. That is a more scientific method. This is a more philosophical method. Now, what that got to do with what we are studying? Uh, where are we? Jurisprudence pula. Uh, okay. All right. So it is all about virtues. How do you maintain or achieve virtues? For Plato, he talks about the ability for you to be at peace with yourself. How do you be at peace with yourself or being happy? Is whenever you do good deeds. Yeah, he call it eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is trying to find happiness. Okay, so in order to get happiness, you have to do certain things in order for you to be happy. So what that got to do with energy efficiency? So energy efficiency is able for you to achieve if whenever you are able to understand about yourself. Understanding yourself is by trying to achieve virtues in your life. How to achieve virtues in your life? By doing good things. You know, doing good things like what? Doing certain things that is going to benefit others, and also at the same time bring happiness to you. So Plato is promoting in that manner. So he says that there would be a perfect dimension of everything that cannot be seen, but it exists because it exists in our society. Say, for example, uh, uh, can you picture round? Yeah, a perfect round, perfect circle. Okay, circle. If I were to put in circle, obviously there would be circle, but which one is the perfect one? You have no idea. There might be some circles that is not perfect. The same thing with our society. There must be a perfection that is existing somewhere. So that is where he is showing up. The perfect circle is somewhere up. It is in our imagination. Why? Because we can see circles. If we can see circle, there must be a perfect circle somewhere. And if we can see it somewhere, existing somewhere, we have the right to achieve our best in order for us to achieve that circle. Right? The same with our society. If the society we have today would be the society that is existing, there will be then a society that is perfect. So for us, Muslim, obviously, the perfect society will be the perfect society when we have our, what do you call it, when we die, yeah, when we go to heaven. But the society that he is trying to say is that there is, yeah, okay, you can picture society in heaven, but that society, you can achieve, you can do things in order for you to be able to achieve that society. Okay, so if you are talking about energy, you know energy is something that you want to achieve in terms of happiness to yourself, and that happiness in terms of efficiency. Yeah, so there will be a perfect way of settling the issue of energy in terms of whether it is efficient or not. So it is something that is in our mind. It is just a matter for us to discover it, and that is why we keep on developing technologies, is improving day to day in order for us to get the best uh, possible, yeah, the best possible method in order for us to reduce energy. So can you see the relationship or not? Because we are people of what he says as human excellence. We want to achieve things, you know, and sorry, dia terlepas. So as people who wants to excel, I don't know about you, but every one of us wants to be better than what we are before. So if we want to be better, obviously we have to do things that is more virtuous. Virtuous in nature, meaning we are to do good things more. In order to do good things, we have to foresee certain things that we want to achieve, and that certain thing we can foresee because they are existing in our mind, because perfection is there. So we have to struggle in order for us to get the best outcome. Aristotle, he is basing his eudaimonia or happiness of the society whenever they are able to go and rationalize on the things that they can see surrounding them. Okay, so from the facts, this is a more scientific way that I already mentioned to you just now, of doing things or rationalizing things. So you do certain things, you want to do good things because the outcome of the good things that you have done towards others will bring benefits not only to you but to others. You know, you do things because you can rationalize. It's not something that, say for example, you want to help people because by not helping people, you know that one day they will come and steal your property because they are poor, you are rich, so you have to go down and help the poor in order for the poor to be able to be on the same level as you. If you are unable to do that, obviously sooner or later they will come to your house and steal whatever you have because they are poor. So that is the method in terms of what we want to do to our neighbors, to our environment. We have to be able to be able to achieve virtues, and that virtues is from the scientific method. So what is that got to do with energy efficiency? No, it is everything got to do with energy efficiency, whereby the efficiency of the energy that we can gather from this so-called technology would be able to give us betterment of society, betterment of lifestyle, because we are able to go on facts, on evidence, on data that shows if you were to use bulb, it can last only 1,000 hours. If you use LED, it can last you 200,000 hours. Which one is more better? Obviously, in terms of data, money that is spent, yeah, bulb can cost you 10 ringgit, LED only cost you like 1 ringgit. Obviously, from data of economic, you obviously choose LED better. It can last longer. So if, say for example, even the prices is the same, but LED is going to last longer, which is going to benefit you in the long run. So that is from the perspective of Aristotle and uh, what, Aristotle and Plato. I think I have already taken your time. I think I will continue with Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill in the next video. Nanti you muntah pula dengar. Alright, so I will stop here and we will continue later. Yeah, thank you.